So, fellas, I gotta let y'all know something about lust. Lust is very, very dangerous. Okay? You see, lusting is not only a sin, that's bad enough, but lust is something that kills drive and motivation from a man. Lust can do a lot of bad things. It can negatively influence our life choices, and it can screw up how we function as men. Lust can do damage to our brain circuit. Lust can do damage to our self-control. Lust can do damage to our hearts, our souls, our spirits. It can even do damage to our eyesight, right? What we expose our eyes to, it's forever going to be remained, right? Remembered. Because our eyes are windows to the soul. And so our soul is going to face the brunt of a lust attack. When we're looking at all these sexual images, we're getting that sexual stimulation, right? Which is artificial, by the way. When you're looking at a woman's naked body and you're looking at two people fornicating on tape, watching the corn, masturbating, okay? You are bombarding your brain with all of this artificial stimulation, right? And it's screwing up how your dopamine receptors are supposed to work. It's screwing up your dopamine receptors, man. They can't work normally. You can't get the high or a feel good sensation off of just doing regular activities, everyday stuff, what humans normally do, right? When a human has his brain, a human being, right, that has his brain functioning together, his brain is in order, his mind is in order. He doesn't need cheap dopamine to feel a sensation. They don't need, to give in to these minimal effort behaviors just to achieve self gratification of sorts. They can go out and do everyday stuff and get the same high from it. But because we get so much dopamine and we're using so much of it to achieve, that sensation from artificial stimulation, we don't get to enjoy everyday normal activities. Normal activities do not excite us. Okay, life in general does not excite us. We do not have this joy anymore. When we are susceptible to corn and jerking off all the time, your only piece of pleasure that you gain is from watching two other people have sex on the internet. And that right there is killing your drive and motivation. You see, your thought patterns are bombarded with everything sex, everything lust. You have all these lustful thoughts, and it's affecting on how you focus and how you concentrate. It's messing up how you carry yourself. You're not going to have that same confidence. You're not going to feel necessarily good about yourself because you're engaging in filthy content online. And naturally, you're not going to feel good about yourself once you get that high. Once you achieve that cheap high, you achieve that nut, you're not going to feel good about yourself. You're going to feel a lot of shame and guilt. You're going to feel so much regret. Losing that seed, it's like losing life. You get me? Like you're losing life from yourself. Your seed has life within it. Our nut sack is made up of so much sperm cells, man. And we're wasting that on corn, self-pleasure, and it doesn't achieve anything. There is no reward. There's a false reward. Your brain is tricked into thinking that there is something to gain from jacking off, that there is something to gain from watching this corn flick, watching all these filthy videos on Pornhub, thinking that there is a reward just waiting for you, only to be disappointed, to feel so high up, only to get down so low. And it's such a very defeating feeling to just waste your life force just like that over somebody that doesn't even exist in your reality. And it's very sad. When you really put it into perspective, lust is so dangerous. I mean, it's like the devil himself has nothing over lust. The Bible tells you to flee from lust. I mean, notice how it doesn't tell you to flee from the devil. How to run away from the devil. No, the Most High is telling you to flee from lust because it is that dangerous to a man's life. Even lustful thoughts can disrupt our focus, our concentration. It can weaken our mental capabilities. I mean, it can, like I said, man, it can do so much damage that it's hard to recover from. Like, you really have to do your best to pray, cast out this lust out of your heart. Like, this is a fight, man. When it comes to lust, this is a fight for your spirit, for your heart, your soul, even for your brain. Your brain has been damaged from lust. We have to heal as men from this demon known as lust. And of course, the devil assigns lust demons into our lives as men in the form of the internet. The internet filled with a whole bunch of lust demons. But we have to hold ourselves accountable as men. At some point, we have to stop giving way to those lust demons. And we got to stop opening up those portals for those demons to enter in. See, we let them gain entry into our house, right, that we are building. And when we defeated lust originally, and we abstained from corn, masturbation, like we were taking a break. We were trying to quit. I don't know why this guy got his damn high beams on me and everything. It's kind of annoying. That shit bright as hell, I'm not gonna lie. But anyway, back to what I was talking about. When you initially quit, you know, you're trying not to go back. But you just get that temptation. You get that urge. It feels tense. It feels intense, right? That intense feeling of lust. And it's like this voice is telling you to go back. One more video, one more video. Oh, it's okay. Just let one loose one more time. You know what I'm saying? Let it, just let it out that one time. Let it leak out. You know what I'm saying? It's a demon telling you to do that. But once you give in, once you fall to that temptation, and now you begin to go back to that same pattern of behavior, it's like, okay, originally you let that demon out of the house. You kicked it out, right? You swept that whole house clean. But now, because you didn't occupy that house with more meaningful things in your life, you know, you didn't fill it up with the Most High. You didn't fill it up with productive things, right? That house is left empty now. And so now those demons, they come back. 7 more spirits come back into that house, and they're stronger than ever. They're stronger than ever. They're more harder to fight off. That demon brought back more of them. He brought back company. He saw that house. They said, woo-wee, today's our lucky day. He did not fill up his house. Nope. It's empty. It's not occupied. Hey, we got a lot of room here to linger, to keep him in bondage. And, this is what these demons are thinking. That's what they're saying. Like, this guy has made a way for us. And now we're stronger than before. And see, man, that's the dangerous thing about lust. Like, once you initially defeat it, but you allow it back into your house, right? That's not occupied. It's more tougher and harder to defeat, to let go of. So you really have to pray, get into this word of the Most High. Fast if you may need to. You may need to fast, right? But when it comes to the escalation process, right, of a relapse from lust, because what do you think corn is? What do you think masturbation is? The root of corn, the root of masturbation, that's coming from lust. Those two people that you saw having intercourse with one another on that corn site, oh yeah, that was coming from another man's lust. Okay? That scene was put together from someone that was in lust. All them producers, cameraman, even the actors and actress, they're all in lust. Everything sexual you see on the internet, social media, it's all from lust. It's all rooted in lust. So lust is the reason why you fall into a relapse in the first place. That lust in your heart, those lustful thoughts. And you see, I want to stop at the lustful thoughts, because that's where it begins. It all starts at the lustful thoughts. And you see, once you get that lustful thought, it needs to stop right there, because the next thing that will happen is you will start to pleasure yourself. What do I mean self pleasure? I mean by touching yourself. So you get those lustful thoughts and you start touching yourself. And then that escalates to the next level of you looking at maybe images on Instagram or some other site of women, naked bodies and whatnot. The lust continues to grow and grow, right? And then it just becomes intense, an intense feeling. You're getting that dopamine high. Now your dopamine receptors are pretty much succumb to the sexual stimuli. And now it feels like you feel like you don't have enough. So now you have to move on to the next thing, which is corn, which is more a requirement of more amounts of dopamine. You know what I'm saying? Being secreted, being used to get that high, to achieve a false reward, right? So it escalates to watching corn, watching all this filth, and becomes so intense. Your dopamine is at an all-time high. So now you feel like you got to get a nut off. Now you got to stroke the chicken. And so now you find yourself jerking off. You know what I'm saying? And then boom, you had to let one out. I mean, you see how that process goes? Now, I may not have explained it the best, but I try to give, you know, a decent enough, explanation of how this all starts and how it ends. It all starts with your thoughts. You see, everything starts with a thought, whether it's positive or negative. But this is where you have to practice self control. You have to learn to redirect your thoughts into success. And I'm not talking about making all this moolah, a whole bunch of money. Success isn't always about making money. Success can be whatever you interpret it to be, whatever you want it to be. Micro, macro success don't matter. As long as those thoughts are success oriented, not pleasure oriented. You got to get your thoughts away from the pleasure. And I know it's hard, but this takes practice. Self control, it's not going to be easy to master. It takes time to perfect, but you have to practice self control, disciplining yourself, disciplining your thoughts. So you have to, whenever those lustful thoughts creep up, man, understand that can escalate to the next level of the lust, right? You don't want it to get past the thoughts. Once it gets to the thoughts, it should stop right there. Stop it right in its track. And say, you know what? Nah, nope. I am not going to fall into this trap that I once fell into many times. Nope. I'm going to redirect these thoughts into success, into thoughts of succeeding, winning in life, more productive things. I am not going to dwell into no lustful thoughts. The more I dwell, the more curious I begin to feel. And now the more horny I'm becoming. And now I find myself chasing a dopamine hit. I find myself now looking at images, looking at flicks, and now jerking off. And now I just wasted all that energy for nothing. When I could have used that energy, that mental energy, right? Could have put all my life force into building this business, learning a new skill, winning in life, succeeding. You see, fellas, you have to redirect your thoughts into success. This takes practice, but do not let those lustful thoughts grow into something big. Let it stop there. Don't let it escalate. And for me, this is what I'm practicing. Anytime those lustful thoughts come in, they creep up, it's going to end right there. For me, I just had to sit still for a while and practice stoicism. Sit there still in a meditative position. I had my eyes open and I was just sitting there staring into nothing, but staying focused. Just staying still. And that's something that worked for me. And I'm going to continue to do that because it's allowing my thoughts to clear. And see, whenever you're in lustful thoughts, you have to not just redirect those thoughts. I feel like at first you should work on clearing those thoughts, right? And then redirect your thought patterns into success, into productivity, into winning. Do something to clear your thoughts or take your mind off it. Do like doing push-ups, taking a walk outside, reading a book. Get away from your room. That's probably where it all starts. Your room could be a whole trigger for you, and you just don't even know it. So you may need to go outside, take a walk, go out for a jog, take a little stroll downtown, go out in nature. You gotta do something, man. You gotta do something to redirect those thoughts, because lustful thoughts, it's gonna lead you into a dangerous pitfall, man, a trap. And that's where it all begins. And then next thing you know, you're being led down the rabbit hole of lust, of sexual stimuli. See, we have too much sexual stimuli in our minds, in our brains, and we wonder why. We have a hard time focusing and staying concentrated, staying disciplined. Anytime a man is in lust, it will kill his drive and hunger for success. So you cannot allow lust to take away your drive and your hunger for success, because you need that. You need that determination to lead you forward, to push you to the success. You see, your mental got to be on point, man. This is why going to the gym is important, because you're in an atmosphere, an environment where you're not supposed to be comfortable. You're not supposed to be comfortable. You're supposed to grow in that environment. When I hit the gym, 80% mental, 20% physical. That's it. I'm at a war when I'm hitting the gym. It's a mental war that I am in. In my mind, fam, it's like World War IV. It's like World War IV in my mind, bro, when I hit that gym. I'm all business. Ain't no lust going through my mind. Those lustful thoughts, they die when I hit the gym. So I got to go hard in the paint for the body that I want. I have a drive and motivation to achieve great health, better health, a better looking body. That is a form of success for me personally. And so my thoughts are redirected into success. It don't matter. It can be any form of success. It can be money, health, relationships, business, whatever, you name it. You got to redirect those lustful thoughts into one of those categories. Any form of success. And it has to be practiced daily, along with fasting, prayer, building a relationship, a connection with the Most High. That's very important. So with that being said, guys, I feel like this is one of my best videos that I've ever made. And I really had to speak upon this, you know, and give y'all this hardcore message, life-changing message. Hopefully y'all think it's life-changing. Hopefully y'all come away from watching this video knowing that this was life-changing. And if you made it far throughout this whole video, man, shout out to you, man. Big shout out to you. And I wish y'all well on your retention journey, your journey in general, because life is a journey. We win, we lose, we fall, we stumble, we win, we triumph. There's negatives, positives, everything in between. The good, the bad, the ugly. We're all going through it. So keep pushing forward. God is with you. This is the Retention Lifestyle Warrior of Christ. Make sure y'all hit that like button for the algorithm. Subscribe for more content. And I'm out. And peace.